Hey guys, it's NinjaGo here, and today we are going to be ranking all of the Ninjago collectibles, such as the golden weapons, Kitanas, golden ninja figures, storm amulet, wave amulet, things like that. Let me know what your favorite collectible is in the comment section down below. Let me know how you would rank them. And with that being said, let's get started with the worst collectible. At number 24, we have the Crystallized golden weapons. These just don't look good at all, in my opinion. The only one that's like kind of passable, I guess, will be the scythe, maybe the shurikens, but the sword of fire looks really bad, and the nunchucks don't look that great either. Another problem was that these all came in a multi-pack instead of trying to collect them individually. Basically, if you got one, you got them all. And they also came with these pink like crystal pieces to try to represent how they looked in the show. But if you actually know what they look like in the show, they didn't look anything like that at all. The only one that's kind of close was the sword of fire, but even that wasn't really close. Next, at number 23, we have the Ivory and Shadow Blades. These were in the Master of the Mountain sets. You could get them in a bunch of different sets. Each one came in a couple, and then they both came in the Skull Sorcerer's Dungeon. These pieces are fine. I like the molds for them. The dual molding looks really good. I love the little details on the sword itself. But they just didn't do anything in the show, and everything had to fall in a spot on the list, and that's why these ended up so low. Like I said, cool piece, just didn't really do anything. At number 22, we have the core banners from Core 2022 and 2023. These just didn't really do anything for me. They were cool printed tiles. I wish they would have just stuck to like the 6 Spinjitsu virtues and distributed those throughout the sets instead of having 13 of them. Like 7 extra ones that didn't even appear in like the virtue shorts. So that's why they ranked this low on the list. At number 21, we have the Prismatic Blades from earlier this year, Dragon's Rising Season 3 Part 1. There was only one of these dispersed throughout the sets this wave. I wish they would have just done a little bit more with them. Like, if they would have made like a couple variations of it, I think that would have been a lot cooler. For example, Aaron had a smaller version of the katana that was like a return blade, like they could return to him once he threw it. I think that would have been cool to get like a smaller version like they released last summer with the Tournament of Sources wave. It's a fine looking piece. I like the color of it, the opalescent satin, whatever it's called, but I wish they just would have had more variation. At number 20, we have the Forbidden Spinjitsu Scrolls from 2019. These were fine. I think they look good. They have 3 different versions, the fire version, the ice version, and then the standard non-powered version. I wish they would have been like separate instead of getting all 3 at once, similar to the Crystallized golden weapons. Like once you got one, you got all of them. I also wish they would have been a printed tile, but they're fine plastic scrolls and nothing more. At number 19, we have the reveal blades from this summer's wave of Dragon's Rising Season 3. I think this piece looks really cool. It has a nice functionality where it can reveal like a hidden pattern or something on the banners that are included in the sets. I just don't have anything too negative to say about them, but everything had to fall on the list because I don't actually have these in hand yet, so I can't put them higher because I don't actually know how the function works. At number 18, we have the Gong Mallet of Shattering. I think the printed shield piece looks incredible. I think the mallet looks good as well. They both represent what they're supposed to in the show. They came in a couple different sets throughout the Dragon's Rising Season 2 wave, and I think they're fine. Nothing too special, but everything had to fall on the list somewhere. At number 17, we have the Dragon Energy Cores. These are fine. They do what they're supposed to. They represent the Dragon Energy Cores from the show. There should have only been technically 3 of them released instead of the 6 that were actually released. But that's just a small nitpick. I like all of the colors on them. I think the gold one is probably one of my favorites, just because that actually is show accurate. And overall, I think these look fine. At number 16, we have the Storm and Wave Amulets from the Island and Seabound respectively. These pieces look incredible. The Storm Amulet actually has 2 variations. They recolored the purple with like a little bit of glittery stuff for the Seabound sets, if I'm correct about it. But these look really good. They represent well what they're supposed to. And I wish there would have been something else to collect instead of just these 2 amulets, or if they would have been a little bit harder to get because they did come in all of the sets from their wave respectively. But they are pretty good pieces. At number 15, we have the Jade Blade weapons from the Tournament of Elements wave. The Jade Blades itself, like the actual piece, looks really good. I wish they would have done like dual molding and had a little bit of gold for the handle instead of just this solid translucent green piece. But the weapons themselves didn't appear in the show, and they're kind of weird, which doesn't really make any sense of why they were included as a collectible when instead they could have just had Jade Blades themselves, and I think that would have been fine. But overall, I think these weapons look good, but because they weren't in the show, that puts them towards the middle of the list. At number 14, we have the Kitanas from Prime Empire. There were 3 of them, the orange, like the pinkish purple, and then the green and yellow. These look really good. The dual molding with the white and then the translucent piece looks really good. They also served a little bit of functionality in the actual Empire Temple of Madness set, which I think is really nice. It's always nice when the collectibles have functionality in the show and in the sets, and these did both, and that's why they rank towards the middle of the list. At number 13, we have the Fang Blades from 2012. Each of these came in one set of the Search for the Fang Blade wave, which was like these 4 sets that were a subset of the Rise of the Snake sets. I think these look great. The only thing that would have made these a little bit better, in my opinion, is if it was one solid piece. But even being brick built out of these couple pieces, I think they represent what they are in the show very well. At number 12, we have the Elemental Blades from 2013, the Final Battle sets. The Elemental Blade themselves look really good. It's the hilts I have the problem with here, and that's what puts them a little bit lower on the list than maybe they would have been. Because the hilts in the show were this dragon-style hilt. They kind of got that with the Legacy Wave, but it's still not exactly 100% accurate. I think these look really good. Each of them came in one set, and then they all came in the Temple of Light set, which I think was really cool. And I just love the Elemental Blade piece itself. They reused these for the Jade Blades, which we'll get to a little bit later, and that's why they rank at number 12. At number 11, we have the Golden Dragon Armor from the Hunted Wave. The Dragon Armor, I think, looks incredible. It was nice to see this again in Crystallized when Sensei Wu used it when he fought the Crystal King. I think the armor and the helmet look very nice. I think the Dragon Bone Blade looks incredible, especially with the dual molding for the actual sword piece itself. It's nice to see a new Dragon Hilt piece at the time. And also the shield. The printed shield looks really good as well. Cracking the top 10 at number 10 is the Technoblades from 2014. These look really good. Each one was different. Each one represents the ninja's own Technoblade. I think Jay should have got the chained one, to be honest, but it is what it is here. I think these look really good. The thing that would have made them better is if they would have included like a little bit of gold printing to represent them not powered up as they were in the show, or maybe just had like a dual molded. If they would redo these today, I think they would do something like that, but these look still really good for being 2014. At number 9, we have the Oni Masks from the Sons of Garmadon wave. These also look really good. I love the mask mold itself. We've seen this reused a couple times for the Oni, Garmadon Oni, and Oni Lloyd. I think these look really good. The printing on them is very nice, and we also got a variation of the Mask of Hatred in that Bricktober pack from 2018. I think these look really good, and I hope we see them again in the future. At number 8, we have the Time Blades from 2017. These look really good. The copperish color and then the translucent color to represent the actual time effect itself looks really nice on all of these. I don't have too much to complain about with these. They had to go somewhere on the list. I put them at 8 just because I think there are some collectibles better than them. But these are nice. They were easy to get in the Hands of Time sets, and I just think they look really good. At number 7, we have the Serpentine Staffs from 2012. My one small complaint with these is that we didn't get Pythor's staff. All they would have had to do was put a translucent purple tile on one of the staff pieces, and I think that would have been just fine. The printed tiles on the staffs look fantastic. I do try to buy some extras of these every time I go shopping on Bricklink to just have extras of, because I think they're really nice prints. The new staff mold for the time was incredible as well, and I hope we see the staffs again in the future. At number 6, we have the Arrow Blades from Possession. I think these look really good. In my opinion, they are a tiny bit oversized, but I understand why they had to be in order for the tile to fit, and then for the ninja to be able to actually grab onto them. These look really good. Cole's was exclusive to his blaster bike. And we got all 4 ninjas, plus Master Wu had one, which didn't really make sense because he never had one in the show. I think something that would have made them a little bit better is if they included the print for the ninja symbols on them like we saw in the show. But overall, these are still really good collectibles. At number 4, we have the Legacy Golden Weapons. The Sword of Fire remained unchanged, as it shouldn't be changed because the mold itself was pretty perfect. We'll get into that a little bit later. The shurikens look nice, the nunchucks look good, even the scythe looks pretty good. But for nostalgia reasons, I have some other things ahead of them. I do think these look really good, and I'm glad they got a slight upgrade when LEGO remade them for Legacy. At number 4, we have the Departed Blades from the Day of the Departed wave. I think these look really good. They represent what they were in the show. Unfortunately, we didn't get the sort of Sanctuary or a Day of the Departed Moro minifig for some reason. I don't know why. I think that would have made the collection rank probably either 3rd or 2nd. But I think these still look really good. It was nice to see some recolors of the pieces we've seen previously, like the Anachondri staff and the Technoblade in the translucent neon green color. And I think these look really good. I hope we see them again. At number 3, we have the Jade Blades from 2016 Skybound Wave. I think these look incredible. I love the Elemental Blade recolored a couple times for Wu and Nia, I believe. All of the ninja got printed tiles, and Master Wu had a printed tile for their faces on the hilt of the sword. The hilt also looks incredible. It was nice to see the axe pieces used for the side pieces as well. I think these look really good. I hope they use this piece in the future for something else. And my channel was named after the Jade Blade. So I have a little bit of nostalgia and bias for why I put them at number 3, but at number 2, out of pure nostalgic reasons, we have the original golden weapons from 2011. These look incredible. I love all of them. I have a lot of nostalgia for these. It was so much fun trying to collect these back in 2011, 2012 when they were releasing throughout the sets. The Sword of Fire remains unchanged to this day, and I think they didn't need to change it. The shurikens were nice. The nunchucks had a couple variations of it, depending on where you put the chain to link the two hilts. The Scythe of Quakes looks really good for the time as well, and it was nice to get the original golden weapons as a collectible for the first wave of Ninjago sets. At number 1, for my favorite collectible for all of Ninjago, is the Golden Ninja figures from the 10th anniversary wave. We got all 6 Ninja and Master Wu, and I think all of these figures look incredible. They all came in one set and in the Temple of Celebrations, which was the LEGO employee gift for employees of LEGO. I had to purchase it off eBay. But I think these figures look great. All of them reuse the same legs, but they each got unique torso prints and different armor pieces to represent like their arcs throughout that current era of Ninjago. And I think these all look incredible. And there you have it. That is ranking all of the Ninjago collectibles from worst to first. Let me know what your favorite collectible is in the comment section down below. Maybe I'll revisit this video in like 5 years when there's more collectibles to rank. I love all of these except for the crystallized golden weapons. Those are the ones I have the biggest problem with, but we already got into that. Thank you guys so much for watching. And if you're new, be sure to subscribe. This is JadeBlade 304 signing off. Bye.